Live from the Valley, it's your host, former Miss USA, Nia Sanchez.
Hey, baby. Okay, welcome to the Hold My Crown podcast, where we dive into life, pageants, reality TV, parenting, and so much more. Join us for special guests from your favorite reality shows and some of my very good friends, other beauty queens. This is Hold My Crown.
Hold my crown.
Hey guys, welcome to the Hold My Crown podcast. I am so excited that you are here. I have my wonderful friend Zachary.
Let's go.
And the incredible co-host Daniel Bucco.
Let's go.
Husband. And I'm ready to rock and roll. Daniel's going to start us off with the intro, though.
We are in for a treat today, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, you can tell the voiceover work that's been done. Oh, I love it. Right off the path of professionalism.
Yeah.
The infamous Zack Maximus Gregory Wickham III from the Valley. He is a charismatic reality TV personality known for his appearances on the Valley, where he's recognized as Brittany Cartwright's best friend and the group's go-to confidant and mediator. Originally from Louisville, Kentucky, Zack now lives in Los Angeles, embracing the city's gym and nightlife.
Not
Culture.
the gym.
Off-screen, Zack has worked as a self-employed PR and media consultant since May 2021, blending his entertainment savvy with professional expertise.
Boom.
Your chat GPT explanation of me was great.
I thought it was wonderful.
So what was accurate and what was not?
The gym. I mean, I don't know where they got this gym goer thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong.
You just look fit.
I go to the gym sometimes, but I'm like, it is not my personality. I don't wear it like a badge of honor. I'm not, counting calories or anything like that. No, I'm sitting on the couch. So I don't understand where they got that. I don't know what random bio thing from my MySpace they found, but
I love it.
And I just threw in the Gregory Maximus.
Oh yeah, by the way, let's throw that in there because people be like, "Oh my God, my middle name's Gregory," and I'm like, "That's not my real middle name." Guys.
What is your middle name?
No, I don't like it. You know what? It's Gregory.
We'll keep it at that.
Right. Yep.
You are a grown man. You can
Or
actually
Maximus.
change your.
I actually like
Maximus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that actually fits better.
Exactly.
More my personality.
Definitely.
I wanted to start off our episode with like a little anecdote, like a little note on our friendship. And then Daniel has a little disclaimer, and then we'll like kind of jump into Q&A.
Because anytime talking about friendships with me, there always needs to be a disclaimer.
There needs to be a disclaimer on this whole episode. Normally, this is a family-friendly episode.
But when you bring the non-family
family-friendly podcast, this is not a family-friendly episode.
There you go.
Of course it is.
Well, no,
Of
it should
course
be.
it
We
is.
can edit around
Zack
the
has
language.
a filter. Everyone
No,
knows
Zack
that.
does not have a filter.
I can try. You know what I
You
mean?
could,
Like
just tone it down a little bit.
yeah, the language.
I
it's fine.
appreciate you trying, but like we have a 3-year-old son who is so smart and picks up every word under the sun. And when Zack is over, we have to like put him in another room.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm used to being
loves
around,
Zack, but-
less smart kids, I guess.
But Asher will pick up anything you say in front of him, and I'm like, earmuffs,
Anything,
earmuffs,
everything.
all day long. And
Yeah.
Zach tries so hard to do the filter and pull the
do.
words back.
However, I would like to point out at Asher's birthday party this past weekend when I forget what I said. I was like, crap or something. And then you were like, and I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. And then you threw in
And
like
then it
2
was
more.
like,
Then it was
yeah.
like F.
Yeah.
I just went down the alphabet.
Exactly,
Exactly.
with 10 little kids around.
Yes,
No big
yes.
deal. Okay, quick note on my friendship with Zachary. So something that I love about Zack is that he is an incredible friend in so many ways. Not only just like friend to friend, but especially as like me having children. And it's kind of become a joke between us recently. But there's been so many times like we're all at Brittany's house and we were like doing like a pool party, and I'm just used to everything being hard, even when Daniel and I are fully like teaming up to like take care of all the kids. It's just hard all the time. And I needed to get like dry clothes from the car, and Zack was like, I'll go get them for you. And that to me was mind blowing, even though you're like, it's so normal. But there was that. And then we went out to like load everything up into the car, and we have 10 things with us. And Zach and Kristen both are like, well, we'll help you carry it. Like, we're your friends, of course. And I appreciate your heart, because it's literally not even a second thought, and you want to help. You're not someone that's like, oh, I'll do it because I should. Like, your heart wants to help, and I love that, and I appreciate you so much.
Number one, don't make me cry. No, I'm just kidding. It's kind of funny because I feel like, especially in LA, you sometimes don't have those genuine friendships, or like, you know, even though Kristen's from Michigan, it's still like the Midwest feel. Brittany and I are from Kentucky. It's the first thing is it's friends and family. It's like, okay, you communally raise the children.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have kids and I don't, well, okay, you pick up the slack for whatever's going on. And it's like not even a second thought. But I was like, you need to get better friends then. If they ain't carrying like a diaper bag and making a big deal about that to the car.
Yeah.
But that's why you got me. So you're welcome.
That's
true.
So much.
No, we do. Well, I'm just wondering, because you are very like, I know we talk about the love languages, but acts of service seems to be so strong in your.
Do you know your love language?
In your soul. Do you know your top two?
The problem is, as you know, I kind of take I'm just very all in at all times with everything. So my love languages are pretty much all of them. But I definitely require it's act of service, but it's also what's the talking one?
Affirmation.
Like words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. So I'm very words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, or like, well, and gift giving. See, again, I want you to know I love you. No,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you're incredible.
Well, the acts of service, I think, is very strong on your list, because that's
a way that you express love.
Well, I mean, I did win St. Vincent de Paul Volunteer of the Year as the youngest person ever when I was 14.
Oh,
15.
dang.
So if we want to just throw that in there.
Mic drop.
That's awesome. Also, Benji sent me the cutest video of you trying to get
in case you're
Brittany's
wondering,
stroller open the other day.
Benji is my boyfriend.
Oh, Benji is, thank you, Zach's boyfriend. And he sent me the cutest, like full, like 3-minute long video of you trying to open up Brittany's stroller for a cruise. And it was the sweetest thing ever.
Now, let me preface this with, I call myself Gay Guyver. I can fix any situation.
Guyver. I was
am
bringing that
super
up for
smart.
Sure.
I can get, like, if this was one of those panic rooms or what, like, I could get us out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very resourceful in any situation. When Brittany asked me to get the baby stroller out, I was like, there was a moment where I was like, okay, I bet it's going to be a little complicated, but it's not going to be like the episode of you struggling to like, you're like, how does Nia do this?
Exactly.
And I was like, that dumb. I was like, oh, come on, Daniel.
I'm so glad.
Then I go to open up this stroller. Now, mind you, I was pulling on the right thing. It was a little stuck, and I guess I wasn't pulling hard enough. And then I went to the next button, and there was a lot of buttons on this one.
Yes.
And it did take me an inordinate amount of time.
Yep.
And then I ended up still not getting it open.
just carrying it up close and walking
now
over
you
to
have
Brittany.
a fraction of feeling my pain every day, because we have 17 strollers.
I take it back.
That
I take everything I said about you back.
Open differently, and when you get a new one, literally, it drives me insane. I'm like, how? She's like, no, you just got to get the latch off the thing and then just press this thing, and it just all of a sudden blows up like an umbrella. And I'm like, no, I tried everything, and I am now sweating profusely.
And he hurts himself too. Last time he was opening up a stroller behind the car, he was like dinging his shin with like metal and like trying not to cuss because there's kids around. It was a whole thing. Let's quickly can you do our little disclaimer?
Oh, yes. Our disclaimer on this episode is, listen,
hold on. I was going to say, here's the disclaimer. None of our opinions or whatever that Zach says out of his mouth are reflective of us in any way, shape, or form.
Our characters at all.
Yeah, perfect.
We were desperate for a guest, and we had to invite him, so please just bear with us.
Exactly. Here's the real.
As you go on this journey with us.
Here's the real disclaimer here, because we just don't want to get fined, okay? We will not be talking about season 2 of the Valley, which will be coming out.
Who knows?
Who knows when?
But we want you to be surprised.
Exactly.
There's a lot to watch.
So guess what? Just turn it off if that's what you want. What you're wanting to hear, because you're not getting any of that. But you're going to get a lot more awesome goodness of Zachary Maximus Wickham,
Gregory.
the 7th.
I'm not gonna lie though, like when I feel like when we talk about the show or things that are going on the show, it kind of taints.
Oh yeah.
100%.
No,
experience.
I want people to have a full experience in season 2 because it's gonna be wild, but we can't tell anything about it. But I just if we're talking about stuff, our friendships, what's going on in life right now, or like whatever. I just want people to know we're not referencing season 2.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Period.
Yeah.
And this is, also getting to know.
All about getting
Zachary.
to know you.
And our friendship, because
Exactly.
people don't really, especially with season 1 and even season 2, you only see fractions of time
right.
with all of us, and like we spend way more time with each other outside of filming as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is way more fun and interesting.
It's all
sometimes.
entertaining. Yes.
Well, some do, some don't.
Let's take a quick little break, and then we will come back and get to know Zachary. Okay, welcome back from the break.
Hey, we are back, y'all.
We're back. In real time, that was about 5 seconds apart, but we needed a moment to have a break. So Daniel is going to actually start us off with some questions to get to know you.
Yeah.
And there's things on our question list that I didn't even really know.
That we're surprised.
It's a surprise to me.
So, talk about how fans have seen you in some Vanderpump Rules episodes.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, so
Tell me about it.
Well, when I moved here to LA, it was 8.5 years ago. And to get everybody's, timeline about following or not following, whatever, I was moving to either New York or LA. I was getting my master's in business, and I had visited both places multiple times and was basically deciding which one to go to.
Yeah.
While I'm doing this, 6 months before I'm moving and making the full decision, all of a sudden, Brittany tells me she's moving to LA, and I'm like, oh my God, amazing. I'm either moving there or New York. But so then after that, like I was like, okay, you know what? I have a support system here, so I'm going to move to LA. It was just as fun as New York. So then 6 months later, I moved here. Well, when I moved here and Brittany was only a few months in, we basically, like I kind of fell, because she was the only person I knew in LA. So she and I it was Vanderpump. So that became my friend group, my crew, whatever. And then when they started filming, I think it was like a few months later, I'm at every party in the background.
Right.
And then the next season, because now I've known everybody for a year, I'm at not only every party, but then some other stuff. And then like,
Would you
I
get
think
mic'd or no?
Sometimes not. They had such a large cast, they didn't really need extra people.
Right.
But I was always like, listen, I'm 6'4". I'm in the background. Everybody
I'm
else
going to
is
be seen.
Yeah. On our show, you have at least Jason is tall. Is it just me and Jason that are tall?
I feel like Jax is tall.
Pretty much. Jack's
With his
6
shoes
foot.
on, yeah. So.
That's what I heard in your last episode.
I know. I love just
gate.
making sure I could just throw that in there anywhere. No, no, Jax is tall too. So, but like, okay, but like, I guess on Vanderpump, I mean, they're all like kind of small. So like, regardless, like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb in any scene. But
absolutely,
I used to get recognized before the Valley. Like people would be like, "Oh my God, are you Zach from Van?" And I'm like, "Well, don't say from Vanderpump, but yes, that I am."
Yeah.
And I was always on their social media and did their podcast, so I feel like it's crazy. And now people are rewatching it because also after Scandival happened, because so many new people watched it.
Right.
I had people that have known me for years be like, "Wait, why are you in this episode?" And like I would keep getting tagged.
Me too. I'm that girl. I'm like, what? Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I was like, me too. What? You were in some episodes?
No, like I was that person being like, wait, I have no idea.
Yeah, but I was in a lot of episodes. It's
fun.
Yeah, I feel like it was you, Jason and Janet, Like it was people that were friends of
Jason
like,
and Janet came later. Like I was multiple seasons before. Then towards the end, they were in a few seasons.
And then Jesse was in
just the wedding.
Just the wedding. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't ever around normally. But like there was this little group of us, and I coined the term Vander adjacents because we were just always at all the parties because you have to fill those parties with friends and
with
people.
Friends, yeah.
You can't just have just the cast; it would look weird anyway. Yeah. So all of like the friends that were around the friend group, I would just always be there with all the other ones, and so you're just like end up getting noticed all the time. It's crazy.
Right.
Now with the Vanderpump friend group, who would you say like 5 years ago you were closest to?
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I would still say because it's 2024.
Brittany. Obviously Brittany, but everybody else.
Yeah, I was like, let's just always say it's always Brittany first because longest relationship, also closest as far as like what we've been through in life and everything.
Yeah.
But Kristen was definitely because that would have been 2019. Yeah, it was still Kristen, but I would say the first person was Sheena, and then Rachel O'Brien, which she was only on a couple seasons, but like. It was definitely Sheena and Rachel, and then Rachel and Kristen for the rest of it. Yeah.
How fun.
Well, and Stassi for a long period of time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning new things. I love this. How fun.
I know. People, I think, also don't realize how strong our, like the Valley's group bonds are because we all go way back in different ways with each other.
Yeah.
And I thought they maybe did a good job of showing that, but then I'm like, okay, some people still ask me, like how I'm connected, and I'm like, guys, can't be any more clear.
Been a while.
Exactly.
I remember our the first time I have like a clear memory meeting you was at one of Cruz's like early birthdays, like maybe his second birthday. I can't remember exactly. Do you have
first?
Maybe even his first. Do you have a clear memory?
I don't have a clear memory because I feel like after we first met, it was
just like always around the friend group.
Yeah.
Yeah. My memory is very clear because you made an inappropriate joke. And I was just like so uncomfortable for a minute.
Can't say that now.
Well, yeah, no, this is perfect because
that's how you remember.
Wait,
you're like,
but
I'm not forgetting this man.
Which is what I feel like most people when they meet me are like, well, that's an impression. But I feel like that has been our entire friendship.
Yes.
I've been slowly breaking down your wall of like shock value. Like I don't know what I could do to actually shock you anymore. I think now you're so comfortable with it.
No filter, Zach.
Yeah.
That should be your middle name. Zach, no filter Wickham.
Zach brings me out of my like little cocoon of like cozy, and he's like, no, you got to be more bold.
Also, if you don't think this one's a Spitfire, you're crazy because she always has some good like zingers out the side, and I'm like, say that louder.
I can
moments.
I can validate that.
But he wants me to say it louder, and I'm like,
I can validate that. I did marry a spicy Latina.
I love it though. I love it.
It just comes out in the right moments, like not. But you want it out more. You're like, you need to bring the spice out a little more often.
Yeah. Let loose a little more, girl.
Okay, you got the next question?
This is good. Having been a part of Hollywood's entertainment scene with Vanderpump and now a main character in The Valley, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about reality TV?
Is that it's not real. Like, because I feel like people now are so inundated with like different Housewives franchise where they pull people together and then like you are cast on the show. Well, we were cast, but we were cast from a friend group.
Yeah.
So we are like our bonds are just like that same kind of recipe that made Vanderpump Rules so good.
Yeah.
Because we all have deep connections, deep problems, deep loyalty. It's so much. The stakes are so much higher.
Yeah.
And I think that people sometimes don't realize that and kind of are like, oh, why would they be so, dramatic about that or whatever? Because we're
There's
this
history.
way off camera too, and
Yeah.
because of history.
And there's history.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that the biggest thing for us, because we were probably the newest to know everybody, was realizing that in a shocking way in season one when stuff started to hit the fan. We were like, hello.
I've always said we're we're the most dramatic group on or off. Like without cameras, it's the
Literally,
same.
it's the same. And we've had so many times, and even after season 1, where they had to pick the cameras back up. Like there's been so many things where like, why are there no cameras on right now? Because it's literally the same whether we're filming or not. Like we love hard and we
fight hard, but but that's why it's such a good show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Lives are made for reality TV, that's for sure. These lives. Okay, as a Louisville native, what do you miss most about Kentucky, and what do you love most about life in LA?
I don't miss a lot about Kentucky, but about Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
I miss a lot. So like I consider myself like a Louisville ambassador. Anybody that is from Louisville is so proud of being from there. Like Jennifer Lawrence always talks about it. Like just everybody that's from there just has such an affinity for it. And I always call myself like an ambassador because I'm always like, okay, so Louisville's actually very gay friendly. It's actually the Democratic beacon of the South. The University of Louisville has like so many inclusion programs, has a LGBT studies program. It has one of the largest LGBT centers in the South, and so as far as Louisville's concerned, I'm like very proud of the city itself, and it is really fun. And I don't understand why I moved to LA and the closing club time is 2, and like basically last calls at 1:45.
Right. In
Louisville, 7 days a week, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, 7 days a week, 4 a.m. and last calls at 3:59, and then just like, okay, before you leave the building, finish your drink.
Because lawfully they can serve alcohol until that time.
Yeah, it's a law.
Saying? Right.
Yeah, so our law is 4.
Right. Here the law is 2.
Yeah.
And they had been trying for years, the nightclub industry, to raise it to got very, very close. So close.
You know what? Gavin, I don't have a lot of problems with you, but the one problem I do is you vetoed that bill that made it through both houses in California, and I will never forgive you for that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have a problem with Gavin Newsom
man.
because of the club.
Listen,
But,
I think the 2 a.m. shutdown, back in my nightclub days, probably saved me a lot.
No, see, I think it's the opposite, because I think because you have it at 2 a.m., people go harder to make up for it, and then it ends up worse.
And then it ends up at an after party, and then,
oh God, after parties.
Lord
are so
have
fun.
mercy.
But see,
after parties.
Yeah, and I do miss since post COVID, post the pandemic. There's no like, oh, okay, we're at the club now, we're gonna go and eat at this place until 6 a.m. or what. All of those type of places have closed down, and it's so sad because those were such an integral part of like, especially in WeHo, like the nightlife. You would go from there to there, and it was like bonding experience, and I feel like we're missing that.
It's so different because that's in New York, and you'd go to dinner at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, get to the club at like 1 a.m. and
have till 4 or 6,
and then go eat breakfast and watch the sunrise.
Yeah,
you know what
literally.
I mean? It's just wild.
Where were your go-to places like after the club in LA? Where would you go for food? Back in the day.
There was this. So Kitchen 24.
Yeah.
I think they only have one location now, or maybe they closed down all their locations. But they were like because they were at the end of the strip.
That was Selma and Cahuenga, right?
No, that's the other one. That's the one that might still be open.
Okay.
But there was one in WeHo, and it was great, and people. It was just such a fun after party. It was almost like the club after the club.
Yeah.
And I miss that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Denny's closed down.
Dang.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not Denny's. IHOP closed down. I'm like, y'all taking
the essentials.
Yeah.
We would go to Stout. That was my thing. And
That
then
was your
once
thing.
Daniel and I started dating, I would bring him there after the club.
That's true.
Yeah, a few times.
That's true.
Wait,
Stout Burger.
you guys went to the club?
We
No,
used
just
to go to
kidding.
the club often
We
enough.
used to, yeah.
I went to
back
the club 8 months pregnant during the
13.
pandemic because it was our friends' club that they were opening, and obviously everybody was vaccinated. You had to have like your vaccine card.
I was
to
like,
get
this
in.
might be one of those things you just.
And she only drank one bottle
I
of
was like,
tequila.
Only one bottle.
at
Right,
8
see, there
months
you go.
pregnant.
That's like-
exactly.
This
I
is the
got
perfect time for a
great.
little
one
break.
more question.
Okay,
before
one
the
more
break.
question, then we'll do a break.
How would you like to be remembered by viewers after they watch you on TV?
You know what's crazy is I feel like a lot of the comments I've gotten since the show is everybody hated me, excuse me, that everybody hated me before they watched me.
Right.
And then, and hated me for a few episodes, or didn't like me, or thought they weren't going to like me. And then by the end, they were like, oh my God, you're one of my favorite people, or you're so funny, or whatever. And I think this is what I hope that people take away from this with any other show they're watching, or any one of us individually, is get to know us.
Yeah.
Take the time. Don't jump to conclusions. And you're seeing a fraction of our lives. And, you know, sometimes, and people will come up and ask, oh, are you and Kristen friends? And I'm like, if the show did not prove that Kristen and I are friends, wow, then like because I'm such a loyal friend, and I'm such, you know, there's certain aspects of me that I hope shine through, but I do think they have, like my loyalty, or like just how much I love my friends because they are my family. Those are the thing, and how funny I am. Those are the things that I would like.
Yeah.
I love all of your sound bites in the show. Like, I crack up every time when you talk about
so good.
Jesse looking like the cocaine on the bar, or the whatever. I'm like, who thinks of that? But you do.
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a lot of
Very
great
witty
one-liners.
Well, people keep asking, like, so who wrote that for you? And I'm like, what do you know? That's me. Like, I say crazy shit all
yes,
the
you
time.
do. And I love it. And I'm glad that it's on TV because it's entertaining, that's for sure.
It is.
Okay, let's take a quick little break. We'll do a game or two and fan questions. Welcome back from the break, you guys.
Yo, yo.
You know, I was just thinking on that long break that this is called the Hold My Crown podcast, and I am not holding a crown, and I don't have a crown, and I am actually very salty about this at this moment.
I was thinking about that too.
I have failed.
You have.
You have failed me.
You should have brought a crown for him to wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I should have been preemptive. I told you, Gay Guyver, I solve problems before they're problems, so I should have known to bring my crown.
You should have. Yeah.
It's okay. I'll
and
forgive
then
you.
every
myself.
time you get answered or asked a question, you say, "Hold my crown."
Yeah, I was like, here.
Hold my
See?
Hold my
Dang,
crown.
I need to have a prop
I got an answer
every
for
time
this.
we record now.
There you go.
You could bring that trophy that I got you for your birthday. What did it say again?
Oh my God! So I'm gonna make a video of my top favorite gifts that I got for my birthday. So just for everybody listening, my friend, you know, because the fans have, I love that everybody calls me Lego Man now. I think it's
hair.
Well, number one, if people don't think I have eyes, I see my hair. I can see the resemblance. I'm not in any way blind. So I see it. And I think it's hilarious because that is the shit that I would say about myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love that people have called me that. And so one of my friends, shout out to Angelina, she got me a Lego mug with like a little Lego man that looks like me holding a phone that she then put a selfie of me on, which I think is it's so quintessential Zach. I'm like,
so
this
good.
is, I was like, I need to sell this as merch.
No kidding. No kidding.
And then
That's
my
attention to detail.
it's so perfect.
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend, we were watching Abbott Elementary, and there's like a gift giving thing, and the wrong people get the wrong gifts, and it basically what it comes down to is these Lego flowers were given to this girl that it should have been the other girl because she was like, oh, I would have loved that gift, whatever. So he got me Lego flowers and it was so cute. But then he's also like, and you're putting them together. I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this? I was like, well, you're going to sit and watch me put this together if you're going to torture me doing this.
Gay Guyver can do it.
And then the other one that I was just like, this is the perfect gift ever. You got me the most extra Oscar, which I'm like, it
literally says,
you
like,
go.
the trophy
Chef's
says,
kiss.
like, most extra, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Yep. And Zach had just had, like, a viral TikTok trophy moment. So I'm like, this is perfect. It ties in with the trophies and all of that. So,
you know what's crazy is I've had people come up to me and they're more excited about me finding these trophies from this girl, Phoebe Kong.
did you see this?
Uh-uh.
Oh, so funny.
40 million people have now seen it.
Seen what?
It has 40 million views on TikTok,
Who's
4.3 million likes.
Of you trying to find trophies?
No, I found these trophies at a Goodwill, and I
Oh,
was like,
yes. I know.
I was like,
I
hey,
know.
girl, your mom cleaned out your room. You might want to come get them. And then it turned into this whole saga, and it
Yes.
went
and she
viral.
responded, and
Yeah,
then
and-
like you went back for more,
Oh,
and then her
my
mom had taken
goodness.
some back, and it was like a whole thing, right?
yeah, and then like some brands have interacted with it. Some celebrities have saved it.
Oh my gosh.
TikTok, the official TikTok account, did a whole like mashup of the video and followed me. I'm like,
oh my
That's
goodness. Let me get my leg.
diversification. That's what it.
There you go.
You got multiple things going on. Okay, I have a few games to play with you.
Yay, I love games.
Okay, first one is 2 truths and a lie. So you get to think of 2 truths and 1 lie, and then Daniel and I get to guess which one is the lie.
Oh, so
Something
we're
like
just
that.
doing blanket statement. Anything is a truth or a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you
but you have
remember
to
when we
have 2
played that
truths
at Michelle's house?
And 1 lie.
Remember? Like 2 summers ago. Do you remember playing that game? Or we had way too much tequila?
Oh, I was gone by that point.
It's gone,
I
baby,
didn't-
gone.
We were at Michelle's house and we played that game, and I was also, because of Zachary having more to drink than I had planned, too much tequila, too much margarita in my life, and I tried so hard to do 2 truths and a lie, but they were all lies.
What? Jeez, oh, Pete, girl.
And I tried so hard to like own it, and they were like, "No, that can't be real." And I'm like, "Yeah, because of this." And it was like a whole thing, but they were all lies.
Dude, that's the Nia. I like to just. I'm like
Oh
that.
my
I'm like
gosh.
that flute player with like the little snap. I'm like, dance. Yes, this is the Nia I
cobra.
want. Yeah, the cobra. Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, so 2 truths and
a
1 lie, and then we have to decide which one is the lie.
Yeah.
One time I have slept in the same hotel room as Justin Timberlake. I got food poisoning in Russia and had a butler in England take care of me. What was my other? Oh yeah. And the other one is I have partied at Dolly Parton's dress studio.
Oh my
After
goodness.
being picked up at the club by somebody and then taken back there to party.
Okay, Daniel, you have to give me your first shot. What do you think is the lie?
I think the lie is you got food poisoning in Russia and was taken care of an English butler. Because I know he's worked with musicians and celebrities, that the Justin Timberlake and Dolly Parton thing makes sense. It could happen.
I feel like the Justin Timberlake one is incorrect. Now we've made our guesses, what your lies are. What's the actual lie?
Well, the actual lie, you are correct. I've not slept in the same room as Justin Timberlake. So,
Sad.
I know. But no, I did get food poisoning in Russia doing a concert. I was with someone I was working for at the time, doing a concert in Russia, and got food poisoning there so we basically got our own literal jar of caviar. We had this 5-star dining at like 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Then we had to go back to the hotel, but it was like individual caviar, and me and one other person got extreme food poisoning and nobody else did. And
From the
I like to
caviar?
say that the KGB was coming after me because I
Oh,
accidentally said something negative about somebody, and I was like, oh, they got me. Or I'd said that I was gay, so I was like, oh, they don't like the gays, so they
Yeah.
poisoned my
Right.
food. But then I landed in England for this next thing,
Right.
and we went to this hotel, and our hotel room had a butler, and I had to press the butler button, and the butler had to come and take care of me because I had such extreme
As
food
you were
poisoning that I
yakking
literally
everything
I
up.
almost had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It was so
Oh,
bad.
my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was good.
And then there was this one time I was in Nashville, and my friend and I are at the gay club Play down there, and these 2 guys turns out to be Dolly Parton's choreographer and Dolly Parton's personal seamstress that makes all of her clothes, like from scratch.
Wow.
Picks up my friend, and I was like, well, shit, now I have to go with you all. So it's shady. We're in their car, going places. I was like, we're dying. We're dying. This is how I die. I knew I shouldn't have done this. We get to this house, we go in. It's like the thousands of racks of clothes. And then there's these mannequins, and it's literally the studio where all of Dolly Parton's clothes are made. My friend hooks up with her choreographer and on an air mattress that they were staying. And then I'm not gonna hook up with this seamstress person. So I'm like, so how's it like working with Dolly? I was like, can I try on some of these clothes? But she's petite. Gosh. I could never have. But it was funny because the mannequins like literally just say Dolly on them, and they're literally to her specifications.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So that.
Oh my goodness, you have lived a wild life, and I love these stories.
That was a good one.
Yes, thank you for sharing. I want to make sure we have time for some of the fan questions from Instagram.
The fan questions.
So, do you all, this is kind of to all of us, have a hard time being nice to Jax after the way he treats Brittany? Anybody?
I've always had a hard time.
Exactly.
Anytime because I feel like, especially for myself, I'm the one that's always there. I'm spending the night. I'm the one that sees way more than anybody else. And when someone is in that situation and when someone treats your friend a certain way, it is very hard to remove your emotions from the situation and try to just do what's best for that person.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
I was going to say, whoops.
Okay. What's the workout routine? You both, because this is you and me in the picture, are fantastic and glowing. What's your workout routine? How do you stay glowing?
You know, it's a lot of
I'm waiting for this response.
I was really trying to think faster than it was coming out. No, like, so actually what I normally do is like I do group fitness classes. So there's this thing called LIT method, which has an at-home thing, which is amazing. It's like rowing, but it's low impact. So it doesn't hurt your joints as much, but you still get the strength training. And then Zumba. I love Zumba.
You love Zumba?
Zumba.
But not like, so the Zumba instructors I go to, they on that next level stuff. Like they really choreograph into the, nth degree. It's not your basic like, ha.
Yeah, because when I think of
You're
Zumba,
doing
I
some
think
West Hollywood Zumba. We dancing.
Grandpa and grandma's doing, some Zumba at a
no, this is not retirement home Zumba. I'm
Planet
like,
Fitness.
This is like
a group thing.
A Zumba on crack, like, much higher. But yeah, like I
Love
think,
it.
and then
Love
just
it.
going out to the clubs and only, drinking tequila and then dancing it off and then walking home. That's the walk home helps.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Keep it fit.
Good for you. Yep. This is a common question. I feel like probably every time you ever do an interview ever. Is Zach's hair real?
I don't know. If I could send out a text blast to everybody that watches this show and show them me pulling my hair and being like, listen, I get what it looks like. I would not choose. If I was going to choose a wig, I would not choose this. It would be laid so nice. It would be a lace front. I would get it laid weekly by my friend who does wigs. It would look way, way better. I'm sorry that unfortunately I was, what's the opposite of blessed? De-blessed with this hair.
Cursed.
And cursed. That's the word, not de-blessed. Oh my God. Benji cooked me food the other day and I was like, oh my God, instead of saying chef or like cook or whatever, I was like, you're a food wizard. And I'm like, that's not right.
No.
Not right.
But it sounds right in your head.
And now I can't say anything but food wizard.
Well, I have an idea. Nia.
But yes, my hair is real. Let's say
has
that.
done the ice bucket challenge on our future president, Donald Trump,
I have.
to see if his hair was real.
Yeah.
So can you just give Zach's hair
because of the
Miss USA.
a little tug to see?
Yeah, here, actually, please do it.
On
Give it a
camera.
little tug
Yeah,
on
see it?
camera.
Yeah, it's.
Do you see any glue in there?
No, it's all his hair.
All right.
It's real, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first.
You know what, though? People are going to be like, there's going to be wig conspiracy theorists out there, and they're going to be like, no.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, he used Gorilla Glue that day.
funny.
they're gonna
I know a good lace front wig,
they're
and
gonna
that
do
is not a lace
a
front.
good edit of like her like actually pulling chunks of hair out of
Use a
it.
little AI editing. Yeah.
Well, I did this on Nick Vile's podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna go around this room, and there was like 5 people. I was like, each one of you is gonna pull my hair.
Oh dang, we weren't the first.
Dang.
Yeah, but nobody saw it apparently because they keep asking. So thank you for re-asking. So
some of them are like more to me too. It was like, how does fame from being on the Valley differ from Bravo, or on the Valley Bravo differ from pageant fame? So I guess that's
you.
Me.
Yeah.
That's me.
That would be you.
Sorry.
Well, how
Unless
does
Zach,
it?
you have
No,
it.
but how
it
does it?
differ? Well, I just feel like all of my fame in my life has like set me up for like where I'm at now, because first I was a Disney princess, and that helped me like get ready for people wanting pictures with me all the time and having to be polite, and I did that while being Miss USA. But you do get a different level of fame, and you have to also deal with controversy, because there was like a controversy that broke when I was Miss USA, and that's all anybody would ever ask me about in interviews, and you can't get away with it, like, away from it. And I feel like learning on a small level to deal with controversy on a huge, like I was asked on Fox News and like MSNBC about my controversy, and it's just like so annoying that you feel like you can't escape it. But knowing that it will like pass has really helped me learn like there's a lot of drama in the reality TV world, and it's just part of our life. But it's on, like, there's drama in life. That's normal. But our drama is put out to the whole country. And also, fun fact, side note, when Daniel had cussed at me in Big Bear, and I was like, you just said that on national television. I had people DMing me saying, no, international television. I'm watching it in Australia. And I'm like, thank you. That's helpful.
Oh, yeah.
So I
You're
feel
like, that really was that. That was, oh, thanks.
Awesome.
Missed that.
Yes. But no, I feel like the
You're
pageant
welcome.
world set me up for the Bravo world, because it is very intense, and the fans are passionate in their love or their hate, and they have strong opinions.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different. The pageant fans are a lot of like the gay, like Filipino, Venezuelans, like, and like even just people of the country, like gay or not, like they are so passionate.
Queen Nia.
I am
they call
called
her
Queen Nia in the Philippines.
everywhere.
I love it. Anywho, so it doesn't really differ, but I feel like it just kind of has set me up for understanding the Bravo world.
Yeah.
But Zachary,
Well, thank you for coming
for being on the podcast.
I was going to say thank you for coming on Zach and I's podcast. You answering all the fan questions.
just
No, it's been awesome having you here.
we love you.
We love you.
I'm surprised it took me this long for you to invite me on. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I'm so glad I could be here.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
you for having me.
Love you.
Love you more. Mwah.
Yay Media Group.